So I asked ChatGPT to tell me how to beat the Great Plateau in Breath of the Wild, and it was hilarious. Here are the rules. They have 3 lives represented by these cookies here, and whenever we have to intervene to make it possible, they lose 1. And then we just continue on until they either lose all 3 lives or we complete the plateau. Thank you for SeemyCraft Gaming for the idea, and let's get into it. ChatGPT tells us to get out of the Shrine of Resurrection. The game starts with Link waking up in the Shrine of Resurrection. The first thing you need to do is get out of the shrine. To do this, follow the instructions on the Sheikah Slate to get to the Sheikah Slate, to then follow the instructions on the Sheikah Slate to get to the Sheikah Slate. So we do that, and the next step is to get to the Magnesis trial. But this doesn't give us much information about it, so let's just get to the Magnesis trial. But there's no marker until I get onto Magnesis trial, so that's a bit odd, ChatGPT. So now I'm just gonna go into the Magnesis shrine, except it doesn't let me in. ChatGPT, what's going on? What's happening? Why did you lie to me, ChatGPT? How do I get into the shrine? This isn't the first place I go. What are you talking about, GP? I need help. ChatGPT, please don't leave me here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. Please. Okay, I found what to do. We have to make this tower come out of the ground. But that's definitely a life lost, ChatGPT. Say goodbye to that cookie. Then I went to the Magnesis shrine and opened it, but the guides they told me weren't specific enough. So then I asked for a more specific. ChatGPT says, use the Magnesis rune to complete the Magnesis trial. You need to use the Magnesis rune, which allows you to manipulate metal objects. Press the L button on the controller to access the rune menu and select the Magnesis rune. Now, I cannot automatically access the Magnesis rune. I don't know what they were talking about. Like, look at this, I'm spamming the L button. But I guess this little platform here is pretty obvious, so let's just collect that and not take it out on ChatGPT. They can keep their cookies. Follow the tutorial. The Magnesis trial begins with a tutorial that teaches you how to use the Magnesis rune. Follow the instructions on the screen to lift and move the metal objects. So we just use Magnesis to lift both of these metal objects and complete the little tutorial. Then we see this, and ChatGPT tells us to solve the first puzzle. The first puzzle involves moving a metal box to a switch on the floor. Use Magnesis to lift the box and slap it onto that switch. I don't see any switch in here, but maybe there's one in the next room right past this. Here's the switch. Bam, slap that switch right on the head with the metal box. Reach the second area. After completing the first puzzle, you reach a larger area with multiple metal objects. Use Magnesis to move the metal plates and create a path to cross the gap. So we quickly just use these to cross right past this gap. Solve the second puzzle. In the second area, you need to move a metal ball through a maze to reach the other side. Use the Magnesis rune to lift up the metal ball and guide it through the maze. Now, I don't see a maze or a metal ball, but I guess this chest is kind of ball shaped, and I guess we just move it through this maze of one singular turn. Obtain the treasure chest. After completing the second puzzle, a treasure chest will appear. Use the Magnesis rune to lift the chest and move it to a safe location, and then open it to obtain your reward. Oh, this game is smart. It lets me move the ball, and then the ball magically turns into a chest. So then we open up this chest and grab the paraglider. And then ChatGPT tells us to exit the trial. After obtaining the treasure chest, exit the trial by returning to the entrance. So we're gonna get the heck out of there. And now it's time for the Cryonis shrine. It's located on the northwestern part of the Great Plateau, so we head right over there to a cliff right over there. This was pretty hard. If only ChatGPT told me I could have weapons and armor. But then when I got near the Cryonis shrine, I started freezing to death. So I told ChatGPT about it, and they told me I should get armor, food, and weapons. So that's exactly what I got, and then I was able to complete it. After 5 years. Then it tells us to do the tutorial again, so we just easily zoom right past that. And then it says the first puzzle involves creating a pillar in ice and using it as a platform to reach a higher area. So then we just use a pillar of ice right here to, I guess, reach a higher area. Higher area reached. Reach the second area. After completing the first puzzle, you reach a larger area with multiple pools of water and a few enemies. So we just use the Cryonis rune to zoom right past those, and then eventually use them to make this big seesaw go up and get all the way to the top. Solve the second puzzle. In the second area, you need to create pillars of ice to block the flow of water and redirect it. To get to the chest, it says. So I guess I redirect the water here. I guess placing these ice blocks right here, that's basically redirecting the water, and it lets me get to the chest. Easy peasy. Obtain the treasure chest. After completing the second puzzle, a treasure chest will appear. Use the Cryonis rune to create a pillar to get up to the treasure chest. Well, I guess I already did that, so... But it says to get to that, I've had to complete a puzzle before it, so I guess that's exactly what I did. And once again, we have to get the heck out of there. Stasis Shrine time. It says it's on a hill in the northeastern part of the Great Plateau. The most northeastern place is right over here where the tower was. But that definitely wasn't the Stasis Shrine, so I guess we keep going down this eastern place until we can find what the shrine is meant to be, because I'm not sure which one of these it is. And eventually I go over to the Eastern Abbey and find a shrine right here, so I guess this is the Stasis Shrine. And then it says follow this tutorial, follow instructions on screen to freeze and hit the metal objects. So I guess these are metal, so I'm just gonna freeze them. And then I'm gonna hit them. So, there we go. Completed. Solve the first puzzle. The first puzzle involves hitting a metal block with your weapon and then freezing it with a stasis room. So I guess we just hit it right there and bam. Freeze that metal block right there. Reach the second area. After completing the first puzzle, you reach a larger area with the multiple metal objects and some enemies. So I just place my my stasis onto that enemy and blow up the metal blocks. Solve the second puzzle. In the second area, you need to hit a metal block and then freeze it with the stasis rune. So I just hit the metal block and freeze it with the stasis rune. Easy. And then it just tells us to get the chest, so we quickly do that, and then we gotta get the heck out of there. And there's one last shrine, so I just go and look at that one and easily get to it. Obtain the remote bomb rune. Inside the shrine, talk to the monk and open the treasure chest to obtain the remote bomb. I like that this one actually tells us to obtain the rune. Very nice. There are a few puzzles that require timing and precision, so take your time and not be careful to be hit by any bombs. So we just use our timing and precision to get right past this first thing. Defeat the mini-boss. After completing the puzzles, you will encounter a mini-boss called a Guardian Scout. Use your bombs to damage and defeat the mini-boss. So we just go over here and use our epic bombs to damage and defeat this mini-boss right in front of us. It is pretty hard though, and I got hit a couple times, but eventually we beat it. Obtain the spirit orb. Once you defeat a mini-boss, a treasure chest will appear. So I just opened this chest right here in front of me and gain the spirit orb, I guess. Exit the shrine. Speak with the monk again to receive his blessing, then exit the shrine. So we just speak with the monk, but it seems like there's another mini-boss after this, but we already learned how to beat it, so we're just gonna do that again, and then we can speak with the monk and get out of there. Ascend the Temple of Time. Once you have obtained all 4 runes, climb to the top of the Temple of Time using your new abilities. So we just climb up to meet the old man at the top of the shrine. So, as it would seem, the old man is a chest, so we just open that up and gain the paraglide. Then ChatGPT says, find the 4 shrines. The old man will give a clue about 4 shrines scattered throughout the Great Plateau. Use the Sheikah Slate to locate them, and then gain the spirit orbs. So we just go back to all the shrines and grab the spirit orbs from each of them. Trade the spirit orbs for heart containers or stamina. Once you have collected the spirit orbs, visit the old man in the cottage near the Shrine of Resurrection, and he'll give you spirit orbs. So I guess we just talk with the old man in the cottage, and he didn't give me any spirit orbs, he just gave me a 3rd paraglider. So I guess I have to go to the other old man at the bottom of the Temple of Time. How did I... not think of this? Anyways, I get a stamina vessel because that's what ChatGPT told me to go and get. The final step. Defeat the stone talus optional. Near the eastern edge of the plateau, you'll find a stone talus rock monster. So, we just go over to him in the eastern abbey, and bam, we find the stone talus. And after a long while, I eventually defeated him. And ChatGPT still has 2 lives left. Good job, ChatGPT. Also, I hope you all enjoyed that video. I know it was pretty different, but I loved making it. And anyways, if you enjoyed this video, you'll love this video where I beat Breath of the Wild, touching the minimum colors possible.